Kerry Gene Atkinson, born February 3, 1960 and departed from this world February 18, 1993, better known by his ring name Kerry Von Erich, was an American professional wrestler. He was part of the Von Erich family of professional wrestlers. Kerry was best known for his time with his father's promotion, World Class Champion Wrestling, the WCCW, where he spent 11 years of his career, and his time with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, under the ring name the Texas Tornado. Kerry held 40 championships in various promotions throughout his career. Among other accolades, he was a one-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, four-time WCWA World Heavyweight Champion, making him a overall five-time World Champion and one-time WWF Intercontinental Champion. Kerry made his debut in 1978. He was the son of wrestler Fritz Von Erich. His brother David, Kevin, Michael, and Chris were also wrestlers. Kerry was also a standout in high school at track and field and possessed a record-breaking discus throw. He debuted in his father's promotion, NWA Texas/Big Time Wrestling, on May 7, 1978 against Paul Preschumann. In Big Time Wrestling, he held many Texas Tag Team and American Tag Team titles. But most of Kerry's fame was made in the Texas World Class Championship Wrestling, the WCCW, where he was nicknamed the Modern Day Warrior, a reference to his interest music Tom Sawyer by Rush. On December 28, 1980, his first NWA American Heavyweight Championship reign came after he defeated Gino Hernandez for the vacant title. He lost the title to Ken Patera before winning his second NWA American Heavyweight Championship from the Masked Superstar. In May and June of 1981, Kerry exchanged the NWA American Heavyweight Championship with Ernie Ladd. On October 25th, he teamed up with Terry Ondorf, and they defeated the Great Kubaki and Chang Chung to win the NWA American Tag Team Championship. After having short angles as a singles wrestler, he began teaming up with his brother Kevin. On March 15, 1982, the two brothers wrestled Gary Hart and King Kong Bundy to a double disqualification. On June 4th, Von Erich defeated former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race, elevating him to main event status. Kerry started beefing with the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. On August 15th, he got his very first shot at the NWA title against Flair in a 2 out of 3 fall match, which Flair won to retain the title. On December 25th, Kerry got his next title shot against Flair in a no disqualification steel cage match with Michael P.S. Hayes as the special guest referee. The Fabulous Freebirds helped Kerry to win the match, but he refused to take their help, and he said he didn't want to win by cheating. Terry Gordy slammed the cage door on Kerry's head, which led to Flair winning the match and retaining the title. This culminated in a historical feud against the Von Erichs and Freebirds, which lasted over 5 years. On June 17, 1983, he teamed up with Bruiser Brody to defeat the Fabulous Freebirds in the NWA American Tag Team Championship. On June 4th, Kerry and his elder brother Kevin and David defeated the Fabulous Freebirds in a 2 out of 3 fall match to win the NWA Texas 6-Man Tag Team Championship. They lost their titles back to the Freebirds on August 12th. On September 5th, the brothers took on the Fabulous Freebirds in a rematch for the titles. The Freebirds retained their titles by pinning Kerry. On August 24th, Kerry defeated Michael Hayes in a loser leaves Texas steel cage match. On December 2nd, the Von Erichs defeated the Freebirds for their second NWA 6-Man Tag Team Championship. On December 25th, Kerry defeated Kamala by disqualification. On December 30th, 1984, he teamed up with his brothers Mike and David against the Fabulous Freebirds once again in a 6-man tag team match, which the Von Erichs lost by disqualification. Kerry's biggest career highlight was on May 6, 1984, when he beat the Nature Boy Ric Flair in a historical match in front of over 45,000 fans at Texas Stadium to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Kerry's victory was a tribute to his brother David, who had died 3 months earlier, and for whom the event, the David Von Erich Memorial Parade of Champions, was named. Kerry would go on and lose the belt 18 days later in Yokosuka, Japan, back to Flair, in a bout that was marred by controversy. Von Erich's feet were on the bottom of the ropes following a reverse roll-up, but the referee ignored this and made the count. Kerry had the 12th shortest NWA World title reign in history. In reality, the NWA only allowed Kerry a short reign, and was told to drop the belt to Flair before the Night of Champions encounter on May 29th between Flair and Ricky Steamboat. On July 4th, the Von Erichs once again lost the 6-man tag team title to the Fabulous Freebirds. The title was held up due to the Freebirds winning after an interference by Killer Khan. On September 3rd, they defeated the Freebirds in a handicap steel cage match. Loser leaves Texas again for the 4th 6-man tag team title reign. As the years rolled by, Kerry and his brothers would continue beefing with old and new foes alike, such as Gino Hernandez, Chris Adams, Jake the Snake Roberts, Jerry the King Lawler, Buddy Rose, Kamala, The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Rick Martel, just to name a few. In June of 1990, Von Erich signed a contract with Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Federation, the WWF. He debuted on the Saturday night's main event as a fan favorite under the ring name Texas Tornado, while being openly acknowledged as Kerry Von Erich by announcers, defeating Buddy Rose, who coincidentally was the first opponent in his career. While WWF announcers didn't openly mention Kerry's past accomplishments, they did acknowledge that he was a veteran superstar who didn't have to prove anything to anyone. Kerry Von Erich officially left the WWF in August of 1992 when he was replaced by El Matador at SummerSlam in London, UK. Kerry's final match took place on February 12, 1993. It was a tag team match in the Global Wrestling Federation, the GWF, at the Sportatorium, on which Kerry and Chris Adams lost via disqualification to Johnny Mantell and Black Bart. Now let's take a deeper dive into the death of Kerry Von Erich. On June 4th, 1986, Kerry was in a motorcycle accident that nearly ended his life. He suffered a dislocated hip and a badly injured right leg. Doctors were unable to save his right foot, eventually amputating it. According to his brother Kevin, Kerry injured the foot following surgery by attempting to walk on it prematurely, thus forcing the doctors to amputate it. He continued wrestling after the accident in a prosthetic, and kept this amputation secret from the majority of his fans and fellow wrestlers, even going to the extremes of showering with his boots on. His amputation was kept secret from the public until after his death. However, Rowdy Piper stated in his autobiography, quote, "We were the best of friends. In fact, he felt comfortable enough to sit with me in the hotel and shoot the breeze with his prosthetic off," end quote. After the amputation of his foot, Kerry became addicted to painkillers, followed by several drug problems. Among the many of them were 2 arrests, the first of which resulted in probation. One day after being indicted for the second charge, which would likely have resulted in extensive jail time, being a violation of his probation, Kerry Von Erich died by suicide with a single gunshot to the heart with a .44 caliber pistol on February 18, 1993, on his father's ranch in Denton County, Texas, just 15 days after his 33rd birthday. Bret Hart stated in his autobiography, "My real life in the cartoon world of wrestling. that while he and Kerry were on the road in Fort Wayne, Indiana on October 29, 1990, Kerry had told him that he had decided to join his late brother in heaven and was waiting for God to tell him when and where. Brent told Kerry that his living daughters would need him more than his late brother. Kerry mostly convinced Brent that he had changed his mind, but Brent feared that it was only words. Kerry told Brett again in the summer of 1992 that he wanted to follow his late three brothers, David, Michael, and Chris, the latter two of whom had died by suicide, and that they were calling him. Kerry's marriage had fallen apart earlier in 1992, and according to Hart, Kerry believed that his death was inevitable. On March 16, 2009, WWE.com announced that the Von Erich family would be inducted into the 2009 class of the WWE Hall of Fame by longtime rival Michael Hayes. The family members inducted were Fritz, Kevin, David, Kerry, Michael, and Chris Von Erich. Kevin received rings for his father, Fritz, and as well as each of his brothers. The WWE made 2 Hall of Fame rings, with Kerry Von Erich's name inscribed on the interior, which were presented by Kevin Von Erich to Kerry's daughters, Holly and Lacey, attending with their mother, Kathy, Kerry's ex-wife. The event was held close to the Von Erich's home at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, on April 4th, 2009. I want to give a personal shout out to the Von Erich family, and rest in peace to all the brothers. I was a little kid growing up watching them wrestle. They meant a lot to me, them and the Freebirds and Kamala and all these guys, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. They meant a lot to me, so I personally want to say thanks for the memories, and to Kerry and his brothers, rest in peace. Thanks for watching. I've been Sean Mack. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit up that comment section as well and tell me your favorite memory of the Von Erichs and Freebirds. Once again, thanks for watching Death After Sports. Kerry Von Erich.